In case we never meet again, let me show you how to make a homemade pot of pho. You'll need a bag of beef bones. I'm also using brisket, some thinly sliced diaphragm beef, and some meatballs. To achieve that light, clear broth, we'll need to parboil our meat, so throw your bones into a pot. I'm also adding the brisket, but set aside the sliced beef and meatballs for later. Fill that pot with water and put it on the stove for 20 to 30 minutes. While that's parboiling, let's get started on our aromatics. You'll need 1 yellow onion and 1 ginger. Slice those in half and put them face down in a pan. They just need a couple minutes to turn this beautiful golden char. For our spices, you'll need this specific spice bag, some rock sugar, looks like that, chicken bouillon, salt, and fish sauce. Lightly toast your spices for just a couple minutes before putting it into the spice bag. At this point, your meat should be done parboiling, so dump out all that murky water and rinse every meat and bone underwater. You want to scrub off any protein impurities so the bones are nice and clean. Fill up that pot with water. Now let's flavor our broth. Throw in the charred aromatics, your spice bag, chicken bouillon, salt, and rock sugar. I have a 20-quart pot, so the specific measurements I used are on the screen, but you may have to adjust accordingly. Top off your pot with water and put it on the stove. We're gonna let this simmer for 8 hours, and it's crucial that you never let this go to a rolling boil because that will darken your broth. At the 7.5-hour mark, I drizzle in some fish sauce and add a little bit more rock sugar. I taste for flavor and add more bouillon or salt as needed. At the 8-hour mark, we're going to remove the spice bag, aromatics, meats, and bones. Then pour the broth through a strainer into another pot to catch any loose bits. We don't want any of this in our broth. You should be left with this fatty and clear broth. Put that in the fridge overnight, and the next morning it should look like this. If you prefer a fattier broth, you can heat it up just like this, but we like a lighter broth, so we just keep about 1/3 of that. Lastly, you'll need some noodles, bean sprouts, mint, basil, green onions, and cilantro. Assemble all that, cut up your meats, and all that's left is to enjoy.